Turbo Camry pt27.
So I wanted to replace the fuel tank that I currently had in there, just because it was kind of sitting in the boot, which stopped me from actually being able to use any of the size if I folded down the seats. So I decided I was going to make one that fits in the wheel well. Basically, I'm going to cut it out of this aluminium sheet and weld it all up. .5052 grade aluminium was used for the project. It's 3mm thick, and it's what they recommend you should use to build a fuel tank. You can see that funny spiral thing that's in the middle there. That's to prevent the fuel from sloshing around, which the other tank didn't have. So when it started to get quite low on fuel level in the other tank, it would cough and splutter to the engine. I broke my drill trying to drill a hole. It was sad. Here's the beginning of the fuel pump setup. You can see the hanger and what it'll look like down through the lid. Inserts for the lid, and here's just welding in all the fuel things on the side. I didn't actually weld this, my mate welded it because he's got a AC/DC welder, and I've never actually welded aluminium, so this was a job for him. He's the same guy that helps me with the lathing stuff, so yeah, pretty handy. Sealing it up, then here's just a test with water to see if it leaks, and to test how the little catcher thing that we've made works. Lead in the corners idea to stop the leakage, so just melted in a lead ingot. Rubber mat to make the seal for the lid, and then here I'm just trying to pressure test it, filling it right to the top with water and then putting soap on it and looking for bubbles coming out anywhere. You don't want this to leak if it's going to be in your boot. Breathing like a lung. There's the old tank, there's the new tank. Piece of hose that was on the old fuel pump. I suspected that piece of hose was what was stopping me from making 70 psi fuel pressure, which is another problem that I have with the old tank. So here you can see there's a much shorter fuel line, which means that it's not going to leak whatsoever. I made a foam insert around the tank so that it doesn't move around in the boot well. It's made an absolute mess, and it was an absolute nightmare to clean up. You can see it's the pink fire retardant foam as well they use for building. Painted it with black acrylic house paint, and here you can see I've got the wires that I've used this kneaded stuff, which is like a putty, steel epoxy putty, to seal the top of the wires there. Was the only kind of real option. And then you can see here's the end of it, the end result.